Morning gang. We have a very exciting video today. Hopefully it all goes well, because obviously if I don't buy it then this video is kind of redundant, isn't it? But I've just left the gym, I've eaten in my car, and we are driving to Chesham to go and look at a van. I'm so excited. I've got all my questions. I'll give you a little rundown in more details to like why I'm planning to get one later, but basically, in short, my car finance is up in a couple of months, so I either hand it back, buy it off of Toyota, or I get something else. So what I've done is I've paid off the remaining finance because there was like a final payment, and then then I'm selling my car and using the money to buy a van because the van is much cheaper than my car. So yeah, because more practical for cakes and stuff. My car is a pain because Fiat 500s, if you know, they have a tiny boot. It's fine for like general stuff, but not for wedding cakes. I've got 4 weddings booked in, like secured this year, which is the most that I've ever done. But I've also got 2 more people in the process where they're doing like taster boxes. One of them's actually collecting today, so they're probably going to book, which then means I'll have even more. So yeah, weddings are getting busy and I don't want to have to turn them down because I don't have a big enough car to do like 3-tier cakes. So yes, we are going to look at a van. Very excited. But yeah, I'll try and get some clips of the outside and stuff. I'm planning to test drive it as well because I need to make sure I can drive it. But yeah, I'll give you a full rundown later as to the detail, but that's the short, you know. But yeah, I've got all my questions written down because obviously whenever I go and look at cars I usually take my dad, so I've got all my questions of what I need to ask. Obviously some things are different because it's a van, so yeah, I've got all my questions. Fingers crossed I look professional. So yeah, I will see you in a bit. Oh my god, what a palaver. So I obviously haven't seen you since yesterday and it has been a roller coaster. So I'll give you the little rundown, the shortened as much as possible version. But yesterday I went to view vans. I ended up not going for what I went for. I was gonna go for a Renault Kangoo, but then basically they said that the older they are, the less range they do because they're electric, so the range just gets less and less reliable. And I was like, well, that's not going to work because I can't be charging it to do like 50 miles. That's ridiculous when the range is meant to be like 150 to 180. So then we looked at some Nissans, but obviously because I hadn't looked at Nissans, I didn't know if the price of his ones were a decent price or not because I hadn't looked. So he was showing me this very limited selection and I was just like, I don't actually know if these are like a good price or anything. Haven't checked the insurance on them, like I didn't plan to get one of these. So then I was like, right, I'm gonna leave it. Went to my partner's, and then I was like looking at some others, put a deposit down on a Nissan. I did sit in one at this dealership, so, and like drove around the forecourt, so I know what they're like inside and stuff. I'd looked around it and then I literally just picked up the exact same one but not from that place. So yeah, I ended up going for a Nissan NV 200. So it's like the electric version of the NV 200, slightly bigger than I planned, but in terms of like reliability and stuff and like the range on it's really good because they're like XDPD vans, so they're used for like delivery drivers and stuff. It's only got 30k miles, which is really low. A lot of the other ones I saw for the same price were like 100k mileage, which obviously I don't want something that like worn. And I managed to get it for 5.5 including delivery. The place is up in like Yorkshire, it's like 200 miles away, and I managed to get the price down slightly. so that the delivery was actually only about 100 quid when it was meant to be 250. So yeah, that is a little rundown in terms of like what I got. I sold my car today. I had another mare though, so like I said, went to my partner's last night, woke up this morning, went to get in my car, it had a flat tyre. Even though this is the car that I'm meant to be selling today. So pumped it up with the foam and the actual pump. Luckily my partner's dad had like that, so I could actually fix it, because if I just pumped it up with air, it was that flat that it would not have like pumped up or not have lasted. Drove 45 minutes home. Luckily it stayed until I took it to We Buy Any Car. Then took it there, I forgot the service book, so then I had to wait an hour until they had another free slot because my slot had gone. And then they ended up giving me 6.2 for my car, which, because of all the tyre issues that I've been having with it recently, I honestly was just like, take it, just take it away from me. So yeah, because I keep having the same tyre issues on the same wheel, and I keep going and getting it fixed, like new tyres, puncture fixings, and the same tyre is like breaking each time, and that makes me think like there's obviously something wrong with it, like I can't keep getting new tyres and stuff. So yeah, so that has like fixed that. So the car is sold, because my finance was paid off on Thursday, and I went to get the car sold on Sunday. The finance like agreement hadn't been like settled yet. I paid it, but they hadn't received an official letter yet. So they put it on a 4-day payment, which means that I can't get the van delivered until like Friday. And it's currently Sunday, because they won't deliver it obviously without full payment, like the remaining payment after the deposit. So because I can't do that until I get my car's money, I'm without a car for like 5 days. So I'm going to be walking to the gym and walking to work, which is quite far, but we're going to make it work. And I've done my food shop today, walked back. So yeah, that is the rundown. I've already checked like insurance and stuff. I can change all that over. It's actually cheaper. The van insurance is cheaper, and the actual van itself is cheaper. I won't be paying like monthly finance payments like I do on my current car. So yeah, it's a win-win. But I'm very excited. But I feel like because I've also had so many things go wrong this weekend, it's also stressed me the hell out, because there was a point where I thought that I wasn't selling this car, because if they didn't have like all the service history and stuff like that, then they would have knocked the price down like way too much. And also if the tyre hadn't held up, because I was so worried that like when they were doing their checks that the tyre light was going to come on, and I was like, imagine, then they'd just be like, no, we're not taking it. But luckily it's gone. That car is out of my life now, so thank God for that. But yeah, so I get my van in a couple of days. I am doing some designs, so some of you, if you watched me like back in the day, you'd remember when I made like merch. So I'm going to be recreating some of those like cake drawings and stuff, and then I'm gonna blow them up and put them on the van basically. So I found a place where if you give them like clip art and logos, then it will be like a couple of hundred to cover the whole van. But as long as they're not having to design anything, it's a lot cheaper. Whereas if they have to design it, then they charge for that obviously. But if I can give them my logo, give them all of these like cake clip arts that I've made, then they just like plaster it all over it, and it's a lot cheaper, because it's not like a personalised quote. So yeah, very excited for that. But that won't be yet because I need to sort everything else out first. But I'm hoping that maybe in like a month or so it would have been wrapped by that point. I also don't know what their like waiting time is and stuff like that for booking in, and like how much notice they need. But that is the next port of call. But the main thing for now is actually getting the van delivered. So yeah, I feel like it hasn't actually sunk in yet, because like this morning, like I say, when I saw that I had a flat tyre and I didn't think that I had this foam actually like it's actually here, because all my car stuff is shoved in this office because I had so much stuff in my car, like bags, like breakdown stuff. But yeah, this foam that you like plug into your pump, I used that, but I didn't think I had any, so when I looked at my flat tire, I was just like, okay, we're not going anywhere today, and I have a sales appointment at midday. But yeah, thank God that car is gone. Good riddance, because she keeps having tire issues and I can't be dealing with it. So yeah, that is how the van like looking went. So what I'm going to do, there's actually a video which they took of the van, so I'm going to put it at the end of this, so you can see what it all looks like. But yeah, so I'll take the voiceover off because the salesperson like went through everything that the van has. But yeah, I'm just very excited to actually have it. I don't think it will feel real until it's here. But yeah, it feels like a step in the right direction. Very excited. It's just going to be way more efficient than my car. Easier for like weddings and stuff. I mean, it's cheaper than my car, so even if I wasn't doing that many cakes, it's still better to have than my current car. But it's also going to make my life a lot more easy when it comes to weddings, because at the moment I literally have to put cakes on my chairs, which, as we all know, we do not advise people to do. But my boot is extremely small, so I have like 2 cakes in the boot, 1 on the floor, and then I've had to put 1 on the chair before. I've obviously leveled it out, but yeah, it's not ideal. And then like if you have anything else, like some weddings I have sugar cookies, cupcakes, like other little bits, and if I had a cake and that, I wouldn't be able to take it on because I don't have the space. So yeah, there was also some wedding cake samples collected yesterday, so hopefully they book and then that'll be another one. But yeah, the weddings are really popular this year, so that's very exciting. But yeah, I will do a full tour video if you want to see that when it arrives, so I'll do that next week, probably next weekend. So yeah, and then I'll probably bring you along for like the actual process as well, because I'm going to be racking the back of the van and then obviously decaling the outside, but that won't be me, so that'll be more of like a snippet, because that's not gonna, there's no process to that. It's just one day I'll turn up and it's done. But yeah, the actual racking in the back, I need to start planning out to work out how I want it to be like the most efficient for like delivering cakes. I was thinking maybe I can make some kind of cool section in there, not actually like a fridge, not actually like what do you call it, there's gonna be no electric doing anything, but it's like if I can use some kind of like polystyrene or like reflective things to make like an insulated place to put the cakes, so it keeps them as cold as possible, but it's obviously not going to be like, there's going to be nothing on keeping them cold like a fridge. But yeah, I wanted to like make some insulated things in the back. So if anyone has any ideas, let me know down below, or if you've done it yourself and you don't mind sharing, because yeah, I need all the tips that I can get. But we're going to be doing that myself because it saves as much money as possible, so I will bring you along for the reno of that. But again, that will probably be in the over the next few months. I'd like it done by my first wedding, which is beginning of July. So yeah, I've got say like 2.5 months to get that done is the aim. But yeah, I think that's everything to update you on. Yeah, I think that's everything. There's so much going on at the moment, but there's a lot going on with work, but the home stretch is in sight. As much as I've been like normal work, that is, as much as I've been like pulling my hair out, I do go down to 4 days as of June, which I'm very excited about, because I'm gonna have every Friday off, so that means that I can do cakes all weekend. So I'm very excited about that. So there will be more, even more cake content, because I will be able to do more cakes and everything. But at the moment I'm working full-time and doing the cakes, which is why it's a bit manic. But soon it will be more part-time, and then there's the provision that if I wanted to in the future I could reduce it to 3 days, but we're just gonna see how we go for the moment. So yeah, that is your update. That was a very long update. Wasn't actually that much videos of the van content because I was just so much going on, but everything is working out in the end. Although it isn't the process that I wanted it to be, we are going to get the van eventually. It's just not going to be tomorrow as planned. It'll be a few days later, but all is good. Very, very happy. So yeah, if I haven't already, I'll put the video of the van. I would have put some photos of it as I was talking about it, but I'll put the video so that you can see. But it's literally just plain white van. It needs some colour added to it to make it a bit more interesting, but yeah, she's really cute and she's electric, so good for the environment, and I can charge it at home, so absolutely love that. And I may be able to charge it at work eventually because we have electric chargers, but they're not yet open to staff, but eventually I could charge it at work as well, so absolutely ideal. So that's it. I was going to say I hope you enjoyed, but this is just a bit of a weird video because it didn't go to plan. I was going to be sort of vlogging, and then it's just been me sat here giving you an update after my very stressful weekend. But tomorrow's Monday, new week and all that jazz, so I'm going to take it easy today, and then we'll get the van next week. Exciting, very exciting. Right, I'm going to love you and leave you. I need to tidy up this room because it is stressing me out. Look at that. How does one have that much stuff in their car? Honestly, don't know. It's like a second home in there. Anyway, right, I need to eat. I will see you guys later.